Morning.
Morning.
Good, thanks. How are you? Hi, welcome to Feral Manor. I'm Leonie and Steve is somewhere out in the backyard catching up on some watering. In December, gardening in Australia means tackling essential bushfire preparation and getting ready for Christmas. In this vlog, we're going to be clearing up leaves and branches, but instead of throwing them away, we're putting them through our composting system to benefit our soil in the longer term. And yes, this actually works with gum leaves and bark. You just need to make sure you give it plenty of time to break down in your compost bin. This is our leaf litter bin, and all I do is put all the dried leaf and bark in here, toss in some water and leave it. It does all the rest. I do nothing and I get great leaf mould for the garden out of it as a result. Oh, and watch out for the redback spiders. We'll also be saving seeds for next season and starting a brand new DIY garden project. What could possibly go wrong? There is nothing much that I like more than a good DIY project, and today's one, hopefully, will be an absolute doozy. I saw this fantastic Christmas tree made by Elise Rosen and I just thought, yep, I've got to try that. Now, with all due respect to Elise, ours is not going to be an internal Christmas tree. We plan to put it out in the front garden, so we're going to just keep it very simple. We're sticking to branches and fairy lights. I've got 24 metres of fairy lights. I hope that's enough. Well, all I think I can truly say is that this tree has a completely Feral Manor attitude. Oh dear, I do apologise to the person who's inspired me to do this. The only thing I'd say is you've got plausible deniability. It's an absolute triumph. There's so many seeds to collect in the garden at the moment, and I'm going around this morning while it's still cool and dry and collecting seeds from the chives and starting the first collections of the seeds from the snow peas. The chives are produced prolifically this year and there is just so much seed here, it's hardly surprising that there are chives all over this garden. I'm going to have more chive seeds than I know what to do with. I might just sprinkle some in other parts of the garden. The snow peas are going to seed and I'll be collecting the pods over the coming days just to let that dry out and give me enough snow peas to grow for the next season. I've got broad beans to pick out the front. I've already picked mitsuba, which is a Japanese parsley, and lots of seeds from our cos lettuce. It's quite a bounty. All of our seeds that are drying are kept for the most part under the carport. As you can see, it's easy to hang them up. We've got some lines under here and there's plenty of air movement under the carport, and it's also in the shade all the time. So this is a perfect spot for drying all of your seeds for the coming year. Once they've all fallen out, so some of these are enclosed in capsules, but once they've all come out of the capsules or the plants have totally dried out, I'll shake the seeds off and then I'll bag them up into smaller seed envelopes, which are going to be obviously easier to store. And the advantage of all of these is that because they're grown at our house, they are suited to our conditions and they are going to grow much better for us, which is one of the best reasons to save your own seeds. One of the things I've observed in the garden in recent years is that there is definitely what I'd call a break between the most productive parts of summer. The first half is actually from spring into summer, which Tim Entwistle, the former head of the Royal Botanic Gardens in Melbourne, called Sprummer. And things like these snow peas are obviously from that early part of the season, and what it indicates is that we're coming into the second half of the summer growing season, and that will take place after Christmas. I've already ordered some more seeds. I know it's really hot and unpleasant in the garden at the moment for a lot of Australia, but if you can get some of those seeds for us in a cold climate, beans are the ones that really take off at this time of year. So I'll be planting a lot more of those. And of course, we'll be harvesting tomatoes. So things like tomatoes and zucchinis go all the way through. But we have a lot of crops that we start in midsummer and they go right through to the autumn break, which is just fantastic. It keeps us going through into those early winter months. I still haven't made up my mind about whether I'm going to plant corn, but I've got space coming up where the snow peas have been. That's well and truly ready to come out and do corn. That's where I'm probably going to put it. Just before we go, I discovered today that I'd accidentally left all of those chive seeds I collected out overnight. And of course it rained. So I decided just to plant them straight away. They will have already started germinating. So I've just grabbed them all and shoved them in these pots and I'll just see how they go. This is a bit of a weird one. Steve just handed me this piece of ginger with a shoot coming out of it, and it turns out that he left it sitting on the bench before we went away on our holiday to Indonesia. So just in the light, it's just decided to shoot. So I'm going to plant it and see if anything comes of it. I've got obviously plenty of soil for my reject pots, and I'm going to mix a little bit of compost in with that just to give this a boost. And yeah, it's just suck it and see. As Steve says, the best of indolent gardening. Got to stick the ginger more or less on top of the surface and grab a little bit of soil to add around it. Not sure whether I should put a cover over this. I suspect it'd probably enjoy the humidity. Okay, so I've got this milk bottle to be like a mini greenhouse. Thanks for dropping by. It's been great to have you with us again. Don't forget to keep an eye out for our videos. They'll be coming to you over the holiday period. Look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.